From the sea to the river. Free, free Palestine! 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 To this protest organized by all faiths, all ethnicities for Palestine. My name is Luca. I'm the chair of the Westminster branch of the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. But many groups have come together today to protest against the genocide that the Israelis are perpetrating in Palestine, and in particular to protest against the murder of children. Thousands of children have died in Palestine, murdered by the Israelis. And I think it's significant that we are here under the statue of Winston Churchill, who was a colonialist and a racist. And we are here because the struggle for Palestine is a struggle against racism, is a struggle of all faiths and all ethnicities against the apartheid racist regime that Israel is imposing on the Palestinians. So thank you for coming, and thank you for being here to remember the children who have died in Palestine. The first speaker is Hamid. Hamid, hi.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Hamid. Brothers and sisters in faith and humanity, as you might know, last week concluded the holy month of Ramadan. And during the first day of Eid, 15 bodies of civil defense workers and Palestinian Red Cross workers were recovered from a mass grave in Gaza.
Shame!
Shame. These people were missed for 9 days when the families were hoping, praying, and longing to see them, while they were handcuffed, blindfolded, and executed by Israel. The mass grave was discovered on the first day of Eid. This is just another page in a chapter of genocide which is perpetrated by Israel. And Israel is sending a very clear message. It's a very loud and clear that they will kill and kill and kill, and no one will stop them. Now, as Israel is firing the bullets and killing people, we should be very clear of who's loading the guns. Western governments, including the British government, are not neutral. They have allowed the use of RAF Akrotiri base in Cyprus to fly spy planes, to transfer weapons and to sell arms to Israel. They have kept us in the dark.
Shame.
Shame. All this time while they diplomatically shielded the state of genocidal Israel from every accountability possible. We still don't know the number of dual British citizens who are fighting against our people, who are killing people and who are committing genocide. We don't know that yet. Let this be known. This is not the will of British people though. This is the will of a government that sold this morality to the Zionist lobby. And they want us to be silenced and divided. But as people of faith, we are told something different. You who believe, stand firmly for justice as witnesses to God, even if it's against yourselves or your kin. Surah An-Nisa. Let our voices be a call to action, not just an expression to grief. Let us shake the pulpits, the parliaments, and the press until the world remembers what it means to be a human. Let our voices send the ripple that will see those responsible stand in front of justice. Justice not as a slogan, but a duty and a lived reality. May the souls of the martyrs be granted peace. May we find the strength to honor them with courage, with resistance, and with action. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamid. Thank you, Hamid.
Hi, my name is Ahmed and I'm from Palestine and I've been suffering the war so much that I had to come here. It was not easy. And Israel has no right to actually harm Palestine. No one deserves to be killed. And every country should be equal, everyone should have the same currency, and everything should be fair.
Free Palestine.
The next speaker is Tamir. Welcome, boy. Have you got Tamir here?
Thank you, Luca. My name is Samer, but not many people can pronounce it, so I go by Sam. Thank you. I'm not here to do a speech because I know we've been listening to speeches for the last 18 months, and it is getting too repetitive, maybe. But actually, I'm here to say thank you to each and every one of you because you standing there. And I know the Zionist propaganda, the lying machine at the moment is targeting each and every one of us, trying to think or trying to make us think that we don't matter. But I promise you, each and every one of you matter. Whether you're standing alone with everyone else, it actually matters. We can hear from all Palestinians. I am Palestinian Christian. I stand here in front of you during Lent. My Lent, Christianity taught us that Lent is taking something for granted that you have the power of and give it to people who don't have, who are missing. So I decided during this Lent to take my voice and give it to the voiceless people of Gaza, the voiceless people of Palestine, that they are not allowed. Free Palestine! Thank you, brother.
Palestine! Free
Palestine! Palestine! And this is literally the beauty of what we are doing as a human, as all faith, all ethnicity, all humans gathered here. We are not looking at each other of what the color of our skin. We have one thing in common: stop the genocide, stop the killing. This is not in anybody's name. This is purely by the Zionist ideology that was created for the pure profit of certain individual, and they are convincing everyone. They continue to lie, they continue to manipulate even the Old Testament, even Christianity, even Islam, using religion against us. As you can see, this is what you're going to be called as a terrorist. That's a racist attack. Can we have the police, please? Oh, sorry, he's with us. He's with us. He's with us. Sorry. I got excited too much. Thank you, brother. I got too excited. Thank you, and apologies, my friend. I think I got wind up by the police just a minute ago. Not the police, actually, the police did a decent thing, but the Greater London Authority telling us that we can't stand here. So I got a little bit wind up because they're trying to do everything to stop us from standing up and raising our voice against the genocide. You're not standing alone. Again, as history, as memory, as religion, Moses stood alone when he liberated the Jews from slavery. Jesus stood alone when he stood against all the tyranny during that era. Prophet Muhammad stood alone when he liberated the people from everything. I have a message, a poem from a Palestinian poem that she wrote. I would like to read it for you. Rise and answer the cries. Do not leave Christ to face the cross again. Alone in agony, in the grip of pain, will you let him shiver where rubble lies? Like the children who tremble under the shattered skies. Do not watch his mother cries in vain, while you debate, mock, and yet abstain. Do not let hunger, frail and cold, as mother in Gaza cannot withhold. Do not let him crucified on his soil twice, by the same cruel hands, through your silent vice. Palestinian call still echoes, will you not rise? Will you keep watching with unseeing eyes? If Christ stood here, who would he defend? If Moses returned, what truth would he send? And if Muhammad, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, saw their plight, would he not seize their endless night? Would they not sweep? Would they not weep for what we have become? For words unsaid and deeds undone. Reflect, for I am with you in this impression. Their legacy lives on. Their legacy lives on. The truth is not forgotten. Stand up, revolt, and answer their cries, or keep your silence where mercy dies. The time is now, let justice rise and heal the wounds beneath these skies. Hafiza from Palestine wrote this poem and sent it to us. Thank you, Hafiza. It has been 18 months or so. The killing is, I can't even watch it anymore. I'm sure most of you seen the body parts flying in the skies in the last 2 days from the intense bombing. It's really, we can't even share it out of respect for our children, our mothers in Palestine. We weep all the time, but worse, we weep when we see people still not taking side, thinking this is a complicated issue. This is not a complicated issue, it's a straightforward issue. Stop killing, stop twisting history, stop lying, hold them accountable. They have killed so many of British people, from Rachel, from Tom in the last 20 years, and how many aid workers being killed in the last 18 months from British government still can't ask the government of Israel for any accountability. They shame, shame. But I don't think they have any shame. I don't think they have any shame. Kicking two MPs out of Ben Gurion airport to say to them, because you're a supporter of Palestinian cause, you're not allowed in, to look and see what kind of atrocity he's doing. That's the shame. So thank you for standing up here, and keep the spirit up and keep the faith, and we will win. Free, free! Palestine! Free, free!
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to
The next speaker is
Palestine will be free.
Thank you. I'm very honoured to be asked to speak here today with you on this occasion, which celebrates and marks the fact that this year Passover and Eid and Easter come very close together. And I was recently very lucky to be able to do a pilgrimage from Bristol to here, London Parliament Square. We got here last Saturday, and it was coinciding with Ramadan. Myself and one of the other pilgrims followed the Ramadan fast as we went, and we celebrated, we shared iftar every night at mosques along the way, and we shared in the prayers of our Muslim brothers and sisters. We shared prayers with our Muslim brothers and sisters all the way from Bristol to here over 13 days. So I felt, thank you, I felt absolutely no separation, no rifts, no barrier between ourselves as pilgrims and our Muslim brothers and sisters and any of the other people, Jewish, whatever they were, along the route. And because of the religious nature or the spiritual nature of this gathering, I would like to just invite us all to spend literally 1 minute in silent prayer for peace. The pilgrimage was a pilgrimage of peace. We were, as we said, we were calling through the soles of our feet to the soul of Britain. And I'll say a little bit more about that in a minute. But what we were trying to do was to bring some peace into the situation, which is so full of arguments, so full of rage, so full of confusion. So if you don't mind just sharing with me, you could either just be a minute's silence where you recall those who are suffering and dying, or a minute's prayer if you want to pray and whatever your faith is. Thank you. Thank you. Turn it off. Thank thank you for that. And I just want to tell you what happened on this pilgrimage of ours from Bristol to here in Parliament Square, where we were, as I say, calling to the soul of Britain through the soles of our feet. And the people that we met, okay, we got some abuse, we got some attacks, and those people, when it's possible to speak to them, which is not often and it's not easy, you find that they either are ignorant of the history, they don't know what's happening, or they just think that might is right anyway, so they are basically fascists. The other people, the people who support the Palestinians and support peace in Palestine, they are in torment. The conscience of Britain is being burnt at the stake. Okay, it's chained, helpless, it can't speak, it can't act, and it's burning. People are burning with shame, they're burning with pain for what's happening, they can't do anything about it. As we walked along the Kennet and Avon Canal, people would come running out of their canal boats with money to give to us for the charity we were raising money for, which teaches children in Gaza and the West Bank. So the conscience of this country is in torture, and the reason why, I mean, this country prides itself on having been on the right side of history to a certain extent. We've always been a colonialist country, but we were on the right side of history to a certain extent in terms of the Holocaust and fighting against Nazi Germany. But imagine what's happening now in Palestine. To my mind, we don't need analogies and comparisons, but it falls somewhere between the suppression by the Nazis of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising and the Holocaust itself. So imagine if our country had been in alliance with Nazi Germany, a racist, genocidal, militaristic society, to the extent that the press could not report what was happening clearly. If you wanted to talk about it in a school, you couldn't. If you wanted to report it openly as a journalist, you were likely to be arrested under counter-terrorism laws. And I could go on about the different ways in which the conscience of Britain is prevented from expressing itself in this time. One of my favourite sayings from the Gospel of St. John is when Christ says to his disciples, "You will learn the truth and the truth will set you free." Well, truth is not free in this country. I was very moved by a comment by from Gaza, a street artist called Takis Fadin, who came to Bristol, and he said, there is no peace in this country, in Britain, because you can't have peace without justice. So we're not at peace. The soul of Britain cannot be at peace in this current situation. So as we walked along from Bristol to here, Parliament Square, we were speaking at different events all along the way, the poems of Palestinian children at different events. And in the same way that the pilgrimage was trying to bring through the slow process of walking from place to place some peace into the whole question, so we were trying to bring through poetry some peace, some understanding, some compassion for the children, to the voices of the children. And it strikes me that poetry, like prayer, is a place where we can meet and we can somehow at least bring some water to our burning conscience, which is suffering now. And I just want to speak to you one poem from a young Palestinian, a young man from Gaza. He now is anonymous because he received death threats for his poetry. And he goes by the name of S.Poetry H. And since we are paralysed at present politically in this country, and our government supports the genocide, and our press supports the genocide, at least in poetry we can speak, our souls can speak. And this voices of these Palestinian children are the poetry is beyond, the power of it is almost unbearable. And I believe it will create a great flowering of poetry in this country in response, because you can't fail to be inspired by it. Yeah, thank you. So, When the Sea Became a War by spoetry.h. When we were displaced, the sea was near, like a window escaping from the memory of home. And winter was a pure ritual, cleansing the streets of the heart from the footprints of fear. We walked with no bags, except for a suitcase of silence, drawing our dreams on the sand, leaving them to the tide so that exile would not return them. Winter, the friend of exiles, eased our burden, rearranged our voices, and hid our tears beneath the shawl of the wind. Whenever I whispered to the sea, "Where am I?" the waves replied, "You are not here. But do not be afraid. The homeland dwells in poetry, and poetry is never defeated." Thank you. Poetry is never defeated. Prayer is never defeated. We must never give up. We must keep writing. We must keep speaking poetry. We must keep praying, and peace will come. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Peter. That was Peter Oswald. My friend Carol now is going to say a few words.
Okay, I'm going to be very, very short. Well, you can see I'm very short by looking at me. Anyway, excuse me to the 2 or 3 people I've already told this today, but something remarkable happened on a picket yesterday. I was handing out leaflets on behalf of IJAN, which is the International Jewish Anti-Zionist Network. I'm a proud member. And I said to somebody, "Would you like a leaflet?" And they said, no, not interested. I said, "If you had children, you would be interested." After about 20 minutes, the same man came back and he said, "I was out of order. I've got children. I apologise. I'll take a leaflet." I think he must be one of the greatest people I've ever met. And I've been on pickets more years than most people here have been alive. There was a man who realised all children need support. And he said, "Please, I apologise. Will you apologise to the Palestinian children?" I said, "I'm afraid I can't do that because," he said, I know. And he kept on saying, I'm sorry. Not enough, no. Now, I am Jewish, and as we know, these terrible Zionists. So I want you all to know that not all Jewish people are genocide, filth. Most of us support Palestine. Even Jewish Chronicle readers, they say that the Palestine supporters are slightly greater than the Zionists. So let's say, Viva, Viva Palestina! Viva, Viva Palestina!
Thank you, Carol. We are now having a few songs by a Palestinian choir.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Thank you. Okay, we're going to hear from the Choir for Palestine in a moment now. Thank you. Woo.
Palestinians, better chow, better chow, better chow, 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 what we're lost, restore the future, divest and sanction Israel now. Oh, we're demanding, strong arming Israel, better chow, better chow, better chow, 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 and every offspring, divest and sanction Israel now. Oh, we are singing for peace and freedom. Oh, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, 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 stop the bombing, release the prisoners, divest and sanction Israel now. Oh, we are singing for Palestinians. Oh, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, 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 to the arms, restore the future, divest and sanction Israel now. To right the wrongs, restore the future, divest and sanction Israel now.
Amazing, thank you. Okay, we have one more song from the Choir for Palestine, and then we're going to hear some more speakers.